Albany boxers Brandon Lynch and Abraham Nova were honored this month at City Hall, but standing alongside Albany Mayor Kathy Sheehan, they weren't celebrating the end of their journey. This was the beginning. In Memphis recently, Lynch and Nova both won their respective weight classes at a week-long tournament, which qualified them for the U.S. Olympic trials in early December from Reno, Nevada. There, they will each have to beat out 7 other boxers in their division for a spot on next summer's U.S. Olympic team in Brazil. 1 week from Saturday, Abraham and Brandon are going to leave for the Olympic trials in Nevada. But first, they join me here where I imagine the dream kind of started in many ways for you guys in the boxing ring at Albany Boxing Gym on Quayle Street. First of all, guys, thanks for inviting us out.
Thank you.
So you spent a lot of hours right here on this canvas, I imagine, right?
Yes, a lot of hours in here, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah. And when did you first, Abraham, start coming to this gym?
I started coming permanently. I started coming at 12 years old.
Really?
Yes.
And did you kind of develop at that young age this dream that you wanted to try and take this sport a long way, or at the time was it just kind of something fun to do?
It was something fun to do. Just to come in and try to impress my friends.
Yeah. And when did you first realize, hey, I actually am starting to impress these guys to the point where maybe I could do something special in this sport?
Indeed. You know, I started coming in and I caught it real quick, and that's when I came in the ring with something natural.
Now, Brandon, different backstory for you. You didn't start boxing until you were 18 years old, right?
Yeah.
How'd you find the sport?
My family suggested that I try it out. I was into contact sports in high school, and I had a thing for working hard. So they said, hey, you know, why don't you try boxing? I was like, okay, yeah, sure.
So you tried it, and what happened? Were you hooked instantly?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I remember the first thing that I thought about it was the workout was really good. And yeah, it's pretty much it. It was a really good workout.
Yeah.
And it kept me out of trouble.
Yeah.
'Cause you can't do stuff.
Right.
But let's not touch on that.
Well, let's talk about the Olympic dream. And when did that develop for both of you? Brandon, we'll start with you. When did you first think, maybe the Olympics is something I might be able to do?
Well, when I first started boxing, my uncle and my mom, they always believed that I'd be able to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to work hard. But they were the ones that put that kind of stuff in my head. They were the ones saying, you're going to make it to the Olympics. You're going to be the heavyweight champ. So
you believe it now?
It's starting to become more tangible, yeah.
Just a few fights away, so both of you are going to go to Nevada here in about a week and a half and win 4 or 5 fights, depending on how the bracket shape up, and then would have a chance to qualify. Then you would qualify to the Olympics in Brazil. Do you allow yourself, Abraham, to think about that and what it would be like being a part of the opening ceremonies and representing your country?
I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever it brings. You know, I had the Olympic dream since I was 16 because I have already 2 teammates who went to the 2008 Olympic trials and the 2012, you know, and I said they were both alternate, and I said I'm gonna break that, and I'm gonna be the one who's gonna go, you know, and I'm represent. So I'm ready for whatever comes. I'm gonna take over.
And it would be a first for the capital region, where, like you've said, this area has had alternates before, but never somebody on the Olympic team. And somebody for you who's grown up in the capital region, what would it mean for you to be able to represent this area?
It's an undescribable feeling. You know, it's gonna be a great feeling knowing that, I'm the first one from the capital region to do it. So it's gonna be something great. I know I'll be marked down in history for the capital region doing that. So it's gonna be something good to know and to show.
And Brandon, you've been in the area for a couple of years now?
Yeah, about 2.
And what's the experience for you been like since coming to Albany?
It's cold. But I'm from New York, so I should be able to expect that. But it's colder in Albany than it is in But it's really quaint. I like the architecture. I like walking around the city and seeing all the different kind of people. And yeah, I just like the feel of the city.
What has this boxing gym meant for you and your career?
It's really helped me. I don't want to go into a long story, but the finals of the last tournament that I won was against somebody who I lost to before. And it felt really good to know that to know that I've gotten better.
Yeah.
Because you don't always know. You have to believe in yourself, but it's just like something totally different to actually know, to have something prove that you're better. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the next step obviously are the trials. Then talk to me about after that. Professional career, is that something that's on the radar?
Indeed, professional career. You know, after Olympic goals, good or bad, which for me is gonna be good. The professional career comes in, and you know, I want to be a multiple world champion. You know, this career, like I tell everyone, it's a short but hard career. You know, 35, 36 years old, and that's it. You know, so you got to go in now. You know, put in the work now because it's short, but hard career.
Like to fight professionally someday?
I'm a simple guy. I like to work hard, punch things. If my trainer tells me, you know what, it's about time for you to go pro, I'll go pro.
Yeah.
If he wants me to go stay amateur for a while, I stay amateur. Either way, I'm punching things.
Well, it's interesting how different the amateur career and the professional careers versus professional. You might, especially when you're talking about fighting for world championships, only be fighting once every few months. But as an amateur, in order to qualify for the Olympics in Nevada, you guys are going to have to fight probably 4 or 5 days in a row. Fighting one fight every single day, 4 or 5 days. How demanding physically is that?
It gets to you by the third day. You feel it in your body. You know, you feel it, even though you train real hard, but you feel it because when you fight, you know, you fight your heart out. You put everything in it. So by the third day, you feel the soreness. You feel you're bummed down. You know, you got a different fighter. You got to adjust to a different fighter every day. It's just a big toll on you. You know, and that's what makes you ready for the pros. Because when the pros, you know, you get to pick your fighters and you be ready for whoever. Do you find yourself needing to conserve day 1 or day 2 a little bit to not just give it everything you've got?
Not at all.
Really?
If you don't win the first day, then
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
So you got to go 100% every single day.
100%.
Wow. And finally, let me ask you guys about an opportunity to be a role model, because Brandon, you referenced that when you're boxing, you're not out there potentially, you know, getting into trouble. And I imagine there are a lot of kids that come in here might look to the two of you guys, and if they get hooked on boxing, maybe they're not out on the streets. Do you think about that at all?
Yes, a lot. I think about that a lot. It happens a lot. You know, I've been ranked #1 in the country since 2014, 2015. So I see a lot of kids in the street and be like, oh, that kid's #1 in the country in boxing. Oh, that kid's he's the national champion. So it's good because they know I'm doing something good, and I tell them, hey, come to the gym, come down, you know, you can be just like me, even better. So they'll come in, you know, and they'll start going. I know a lot of kids that come here just to see my face. They'll get happy just to see my face, you know, and I see them when they hit the bat, they give a little push just to impress me. So it's a great thing, especially for the community.
Same thing?
Honestly, well, with this gym in particular, I look up to the kids. I wish that I started boxing when I was their age. And some of these kids, they're like national champions already. So they're already at where I'm at. They're not fighting for the Olympics, but they already work hard. And if I can get more kids in the gym to be like these kids, then I'll do whatever it takes. So it is.
Guys, great luck in Reno, and hopefully we can be talking before Rio sometime next summer.
Definitely. It's definitely going to happen. Expect me again.
Coming up.